what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You guys, I think you're going to get a kick out of this particular story that I just came across on Twitter. Monkeys steal coronavirus blood samples in India. Can you believe this? I won't lie to you. When I first read the headline, I thought it was fake. I thought it was something from like The Onion, which if you don't know what The Onion is, it's a satire news website. And they do tackle very serious issues, social justice, civil rights, everything, but through the use of comedy, obviously. But then I found out that this was posted by Reuters, and I'm like, okay, so this is a real story. I mean, it sounds like something out of a Dustin Hoffman movie. It's just ridiculous. I'm going to read the article to you. Yeah. So when I first saw the headline when I was scrolling through my Twitter feed, I thought it was from that news satire website, The Onion. Like, I didn't even believe this was real. And if you don't know what The Onion is, they use comedy and fake news stories to actually address serious topics and issues. Not always. I mean, a good portion of it is, though. And it's getting the point across through the use of comedy, so shout out to The Onion because I think they're hilarious. But I'm going to read the article for you guys. This was posted by Reuters on Friday, May 29th of this year at 7:35 a.m. A troop of monkeys in India attacked a medical official and snatched away blood samples of patients who had tested positive for the novel coronavirus, authorities said on Friday. The attack occurred this week when a laboratory technician was walking in the campus of a state-run medical college in Meerut, which is 460 kilometers or 285 miles north of Lucknow, capital of Uttar Pradesh state. And if I am not pronouncing some of these things correctly, I do apologize. I'm going to do my best with it, though. Okay, moving on here. Monkeys grabbed and fled with the blood samples of 4 COVID-19 patients who are undergoing treatment. We had to take their blood samples again, said Dr. S.K. Garg, a top official at the college. Authorities said they were not clear if the monkeys had spilled the blood samples, but people living near the leafy campus feared further spread of the virus if the monkeys carried the samples into residential areas. Sounds like a Dustin Hoffman movie, if you guys know which one I'm talking about. With Morgan Freeman, I think it was it Outbreak? Oh, that's going to bother me, actually. Let me actually look that up real quick. I just want to make sure I get that movie right, because you should go watch this movie after reading the article. I do enjoy it. It's a good movie. It's one of those good 90s action movies. It gets a little ridiculous. But yeah, it's Outbreak. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was correct. So, moving on with the article. Garg said it was not clear if the monkeys could contract the coronavirus if they came into contact with infected blood. No evidence has been found that monkeys can contract the infection, Garg told Reuters. The virus is believed to have jumped from animals into people in a wildlife market in the Chinese city of Wuhan late last year. So I personally don't believe that. I do believe it came from the Wuhan Virology Lab, which is right there. I think the wet market story was an excuse, a cover-up by the Communist Chinese Party. I don't think they're telling us the truth. There's tons of evidence out there. I'm not going to lay that all out right here. But I wouldn't take the wet market story at face value. You need to look around, do your research on that one, and you'll come to realize that that's probably bullshit. I'm just not buying it. Not buying it at all. So, again, it's one of the, listen, before I even continue on with the article, this is one of those things where some people will say, hey, you know what, no matter what the origin of the virus is, it's going to be debated. We may never know, but we have to deal with the virus either way. I understand, but here's the problem. If this did come from a laboratory, China has to be held accountable, and I think they're avoiding that. I think there's been a lot of dishonesty coming from the World Health Organization. And listen, YouTube may use their algorithm and ban this video just for me saying that, because they already did it one time, and I'm going to address that in my next video. about how they took down one of my videos because of the contents within that pertain to 5G and the coronavirus. And I even made disclaimers. I even stated I don't believe 5G creates the coronavirus. I don't believe they're even linked. This is just a creepy coincidence. But maybe there is a link. But I'm not saying that is the case. And they still took down the video. It had almost 8,000 views. So thanks, YouTube. Thanks, World Health Organization. And thank you, Communist China, for intruding on my civil liberties and my freedom of speech. Appreciate it. So moving on with the article. The virus is believed to have jumped from animals into people in a wildlife market in the Chinese city of Wuhan last year. India has had 165,799 cases of the coronavirus and 4,706 deaths. And now listen, it's no matter what, people are losing their lives, and we have to take precautions. Some people believe that there is no virus, that the virus doesn't exist. I don't necessarily believe that. I think this is a man-made chimera, and I do believe it came from a lab, whether it was let out on purpose or it was accidental. We have to deal with it. I've heard too many stories, personally, for me to sit here and just say, no, there's no virus. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a virus. The real conspiracy is where it came from, its origin, and the motive, if there is one. I'm not saying there is, but if there is a motive, take that into consideration. And there are parts of the world that are not as prepared as even we could be and have been and were, right? There are people who are, just the poverty levels in some of the areas of the world. It's fascinating how anybody can live in those kinds of conditions, and some people just sit back and just continue to just greedily grub as much wealth into their fat, sloppy pockets as they can. And it makes me sick how we as a society in 2020 can't just make a move to start feeding people. I mean, there's good organizations out there. Obviously, there's a lot of people on this planet, and sometimes it's tough, but we got to do better. There are people in the world who died that didn't have access to proper treatment. Over here in the United States, a lot of us are better off. A lot of us have access to life-saving medical treatment, whereas there are definitely areas in India, and I'm not saying there are no areas like that here, but over in a lot of other countries, across the ocean, there, it's bad. World hunger is still a thing. Homelessness is still a thing. I mean, and again, we have that here too. But we are better off than a lot of other places, and it needs to get to a point where we're all on the same page, the same level, and everybody has access to proper treatment. Okay, so getting back to the article, this is the end of it. Monkeys have been increasingly straying into human settlements in India and causing disturbances, even attacking people. Environmentalists say the destruction of natural habitat is the main reason the animals move into urban areas in search of food. Yeah, it's a given, right? You're going to destroy the habitat of wild animals. They're going to start moving into other areas to look for food. This is what humans would do in the same situation. We are no different in that regard. So there's two ways you could look at this story, really. You could take it at face value, like this happened, or you could say, if you're really in the rabbit hole, right? This story isn't true, and it's an excuse for what is about to be, the next wave, or, something worse. Or, maybe it'll just be confined to India, but maybe there's about to be a massive outbreak of this again in India. And this is the story that they will link it to. Perhaps. I think it's more likely that it probably really happened, but the consequences of it could very likely be dangerous and not something to take lightly. These are live virus samples that are now out in the wild. And that's a problem. Listen, I'm no scientist, I'm no doctor, But if I was walking around a campus with Ebola or smallpox or anything that is dangerous, and just it, and I don't know what it's contained in, but I mean, I would be frightened to hear of a story of that just being snatched up by wild monkeys and just disappearing into the woods. We don't know enough about the virus to even determine how this could play out. But I think this is a story that we really do need to keep an eye on. Because if there's a sudden massive spike in India and we, try to, map it out by region, if we suddenly come to find that this appeared to originate, somewhere near the medical college in Meerut, north of Lucknow, then I think we'll probably be able to put 2 and 2 together. But I just wanted to share this story. I just thought it was absolutely absurd. It's just it's nuts. It's nuts. It does sound like something out of a movie. Like, this is how an outbreak starts at the beginning of some 90s virus action thriller starring Dustin Hoffman. Like, this is what that is. Hopefully nothing comes of it. Hopefully the blood samples just disappear and never affect anything in the ecosystem. Animals, humans, anything. But I mean, what do you think? What do you think is really going to happen with this? Tell me down in the comments section, obviously. Leave your feedback. Do you think that this is going to lead to something extremely troubling, or do you think it's going to fade off into obscurity and will be forgotten a month from now? Let me know down in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Obviously, appreciate you watching any of my content. I'm going to try to get a live stream going today. Battlefront has been absolutely ridiculous. I have been booted 27 times since the patch. I will say that again. I have been booted 27 times since the patch. So, it's been frustrating. I may even stream Grand Theft Auto, but I really want to stream Battlefront because I'm in the mood to play it. It's kind of tough when you keep getting kicked out of matches left and right. And that could negatively affect the live stream, even connectivity-wise. So, I have to be watchful of that. So, thank you for watching. If you really want to show your support, I have a Patreon. The link is in the description. Please check out my podcast. New episodes coming. I'm going to address the coronavirus chaos and talk about everything. I'm talking about the World Health Organization, Communist China, Bill Gates, how I was just recently censored. A video regarding that will be posted sometime within the next day or two. So please keep a lookout for that. Follow me on Twitter. Everything is down in the description. Well, it's not down, but yeah, I guess you could say down. It's down in the description. It's in the description. It is below the viewing. It's below the viewing video square that you are seeing this footage on. And also, hit up the Discord. Join the Discord. Just waiting to get a certain amount of people on there before I really start updating it regularly. But the more support that you give that or any of the things that I do, the more it will be updated regularly. In a perfect world, I'd get a YouTube video out per day. And that's not always possible, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try my best. So thank you for watching. Again, leave your feedback in the comment section. And don't forget to hit the bell, subscribe. And we'll see you in the next live stream and in the next video. I appreciate you guys being here. Have a great day. Be safe. And, another thing, just before I go, because it is important, I hope that those cops, those police officers, those former police officers that are responsible for the just utterly senseless death of George Floyd, I hope they get what's coming to them, man. I'm going to make a video about that too, but justice for George Floyd for sure. So take care, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.